So hello and hi to my 10th standard students. How are you all? Might be. So now we are continuing with our English section 2 as per board preparations. Might be having examination as early as possible. So we would like to be with our books as you are from English medium and your mother tongue also has become now English. Too much use of smartphone, laptops, and so this created some very good practice for your English and development of English too. So I would like to now go further with the third chapter on page number 32. Please open your book. Since it's needed, it's compulsory for you all to be with your books while you are going through English, SSC, any subject I would like to say. Even for math, science, Sanskrit, or whatever subjects are there regarding to you, you just go through your books. It will help you in future too. So let's go. There is a lesson over there. Chapter 3. There is 2 stories about flying. Number 1 is his first flight by Liam O. Flanhalley, and second one is Black Aeroplane, Frederick Forsyth. So 2 beautiful stories are there. I had not gone through it. I have not just read over that these 2 stories, but we will combine. We will together go through these stories, how they are. It's good to hear stories as you all have lots and lots of stories regarding you all. Having from early morning till night, lots of stories are there within you. Now the IPL season is running over there, so my boys, even some of my girls, might be more interested in there. Today there are 2 matches at 2 and 7:30 both. So enjoying life, all my students over there for 10th standard. I would like to appreciate your hard work you are doing at your home and fulfilling the what we can say, not needs of the parent, expectations of your parents too, expectations of your teachers and your friends and relatives too. So let's start with the first one. Before you read, since the earliest time humans have dreamt of conquering the skies, here are 2 stories about flying. Yes, we all our dream also. Number 1 is a young seagull, a particular bird that used to live at the shore of the sea, is afraid to fly. How does he conquer his fear? And the next one is a pilot is lost in storm cloud. Does he arrive safe? Who helps him? So 2 stories are there. We are going to begin with the first one, his first flight. As you were at small, at the infant, and when your first step was there on the earth, no doubt you were with your mother, with your father, aunt, etc., grandma, carrying you here and there the whole day. But the first step you laid towards the earth, you begin. What was there? Please, if you can remind, you can get the particular type of pleasure within you. That when you yourself, without any effort, without any effort, you tried the first step to keep on earth and walk. So just like that, it might be something, a story like this about a seagull. A seagull is a bird that lives on the shores of the seashores, especially they used to live and they are lazy. They are too much lazy birds. They are eating some, we can say, crabbles, some whatever food they get at the seashore. They are eating over the left one, breads, some whatever. So they are lazy. Some of like my students, the lazy students are there. But I won't repeat their name. They will feel bad. But we will continue with our lesson. So part 1 is there from the chapter 3, the 2 stories. So the 2 stories about flying. And number 1 is his first flight, written by Liam O. Flanhalley. His first flight. The young seagull was alone on his ledge, a narrow horizontal shelf projecting from a wall or here a cliff, we can say. You can go through the pictures over there, a particular portion that is type of a triangular picture shape. His two brothers and sister had already flown away the day before. So our poor young seagull was alone. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge, to the corner of the ledge, we can say, and attempt to flap his wings, he became afraid. The first step, as I mentioned you earlier, that when you kept your first leg on the earth, when you were trying to move with your both standing and taking your first step, no doubt your parents might be with you, but that place, and that you know that we are afraid, how much we are afraid of that thing. So suddenly you get a chance to fly aeroplane, then what will happen? Your first step for this running bicycle, even scooty, Activa, now you're fond of this thing for boys, especially bike. But the first time you started over to move towards, what will be? Lot of depression is there, frustration is there, and afraid. You are fully afraid. Just like the same thing of a hero here, young seagull. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down, as it was the highest. He was on the highest top. The sea, you used to see the sea, the depth of the sea, and miles down over there. He felt certain that this wing would never support him, and he was afraid so that this wing won't support, and he will be disappeared there in the earth, in sea. So he banged his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. So he was disappointed, and he went backward and slept at night, even when each of his brother and little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink. Others, they used to run. No doubt they were having their brother and younger sister too were having small wings. They went towards the cliff, you can say brink, flapped their wings and flew away. He failed to muster up courage to take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate. What happened? He failed to muster up courage. To muster up courage, its idiom and phrases, please underline this thing if you want. To take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate. He was so frightened about that. So he cannot muster up his courage. He cannot get up all the courage. He cannot, we can say, withstand his courage. So his father and mother had gone around calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. His father and mother, they did their all of the necessary thing that he could fly. They scolded, they did many deeds also towards him, but he, the fellow, was frightened and he didn't fly. But for the life of him, he could not move. He was scolded, upbraiding, meaning is given, is scolded. As we get this type of sweet once in a day, scolded by either mother, father, sister, brother, especially everyone from you, and me too. Nowadays my children, my two daughters are scolding me. Before that, my mother used to scold. Before that, father, grandfather. So anytime this, this cheese, this good cheese, yeah, this cake we get daily, once in a day. So it's good to have it. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flying. So day before. Today, nobody was coming to him. He was alone. But the day before, parents, mummy, papa, used to teach the brothers and sisters how to fly, there are some criteria for flying too. There are some rules, some regulations are there to fly also, to walk also. Teaching them how to skim the waves, skims to move lightly just above as the surface, near the sea. And herring means a soft finned sea fish. Again I left my path. Yes, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. Obviously, they have to dive for the fish in the sea to get their food. He had, in fact, seen his older brother catch his first herring, a particular type of soft fish, and devour it, means raise a proud cackle, and he was enjoyed his elder brother when he first time when he took the fish, a soft fish, and he had it, and he was enjoying and making noise. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway, down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his coward eyes. He was a coward person. He was a coward bird. Coward, you know, or everybody. Darpok is there a word in Hindi. I'm sorry for that to use Hindi words, but I'm sorry, my complainers. But it was essential things to just to explain you. Cowardness is there within us. We are fighting inferiority complex. We are feeling in inferiority complex. It's such a type of condition that we cannot be held over it. No doubt we all are having spontaneous flow of powerful feelings regarding us, but this inferiority complex is there. One type of frustration, frightening in ourselves within that. So they left him, this coward bird, over there and went away to the another plateau for their life and for their enjoyment. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. Now the sun was ascending. Ascending means, what does ascending means? Ascending and descending means the sun was rising higher and higher from east to another section, and now he was feeling heat because he had not taken his food from the last night too. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other. Now the efforts are starting. Now he started efforts what to do, and pretending to be falling asleep. Now he was pretending that now he will be asleep. Now he will be asleep. Like this he was pretending by taking one leg interior in his feathers, standing on one leg, closing eyes. These all are criteria of the seekers. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their head sunk into their necks. His father was preening here, making an effort, maintaining feathers, doing some birds, whatever you can see, some sparrows, some pigeons, some doves, especially they are going through their pose and doing something with the beak and this whole thing pertaining like this. Screening it is called. The feathers on his white back. So he was just pretending that he is going to sleep, but nobody cares of him. No doubt, his brother, sister, his father, his mother, they all were there, but they were in their work. Only his mother was looking at him, because why mother? The goddess, we can say, mother used to feel that my child had not eaten, my child is not running, my child, even we can see in our society that some children are there at a certain particular age, they cannot speak, they cannot walk, they cannot just utter something. So mother is too much grateful, mother is too much in worry. She was standing on a little high hump of the plateau. Her white breast tossed forward. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet, and then scraped each side on her braid, on the beak, on the rock. So mother was doing some work with the fish. She was tearing the fish, then again sharpening the beak, doing something with the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Wet it means to sharpen, as I told earlier, to sharpen. So he also liked this thing, to tear the fish and then to again to sharpen the beak, and this he likes this thing. Ga ga ga, he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Now he was hungry. So in a particular voice says ga ga ga. He cried, begging, he was begging for food to his mother. Go for she screamed back diversively, but he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. Derisively means in a manner showing someone that he or she is stupid. So mother derisively, mother intensively, we can say, intensively did like this. No, she told no, I won't give food. In another second, it is not written, yes, it has been mentioned over there that, oh, no food, as she want to make her child a brave. She want to make him fly, the seagull fly. But she is mother. After crying of this fellow more and more, urging in their own languages, in their birds' languages. So mother at last thought, let him give something, and she flew towards him with a piece of fish. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. And mother, no doubt, she faced lot for her kids, as we all know our mother used to do for us. But here, another sense of view is that she was trying to make him fly too. So she was moving, yes, she was flying around by around to him. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. Mother was teaching, as you all know. Mother used to teach us everything when we were infant, a baby, everything. the first it is told by all the people, great peoples, that our first teacher is our mother. So you can understand this thing. So now what mother used to do? Mother was going to teach a lesson to him, and coming nearby, going towards him, trying that his son come out for the food. And then what happened? And he was surprised that why mother is not coming directly towards him and giving him fish to eat. With a loud scream, he fell outward and downward into the space. And then what happened? He came nearer and nearer to mother, and he dived for food. But mother left the way, and now he was down towards the earth into the space. Then a monster terror seized him, and his heart stood still. And oh God, now he thought he will die. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outward. The wind rushed against his breast feather, then under his stomach and against his wing. He could feel the tips of his wing cutting through the air. Now what happened? The idea of mother worked. She made him to jump, and he jumped, and his heart, the air came toward his wing. He can touch the air. The force of the air, as you know, the gravitational law, the air struck his heart towards, and now he can feel that his wing, he can open his wings too. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downward and outward. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy, an uncomfortable feeling of spinning around and losing one's balance. So he was feeling dizzy. He was not falling directly towards the earth because of the weight of the feathers that he has, the wings that he has taken out. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upward. Ga 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 ga, go Pola. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Curveting means leaping like a horse. So all were flying, the whole family. Now what? The time came when he was with the air, with open wings. Now he could flap the wings. He was in a condition that he can fly, and obviously he was flying. No doubt little bit dizzy one, but he could see his mother coming towards him, going away nearby. His father, his two brothers and sister too, they all were with him. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and commanded himself to die and soar and curve, shaking shrilly. Now he was in such a great mood. He thought he could never fly. He was afraid. He was in frustration. But now he could fly. He could swing. He could crawl. Everything he can do. He was near the sea now, flying straight overhead, it facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amazedly. Now he was in a greater mood of flying. He was flying over the sea. He could see other creatures, other birds also flying regarding nearby to him. He could see the sea. He could feel the atmosphere. He could understand. He started crying with joy, in different voices, etc. Now he could turn his beak sideways and cawed amiably. His parents and his brothers and sisters landed on his green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling cheerily. He dropped his leg to stand on the green sea. His leg sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. Now his whole family was helping how to go towards the sea, how to move towards them, how to be with the water. And he tried it. His legs touched the ocean. He was frightened. Again, he flapped his wing, but his family was there to help him, to encourage him. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise, exhausted. By the strange exercise, his feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no farther. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. He had made his first fry. So, as he had not eaten from the day before so he was a little bit weak over there. Now he started to sink in water. And now what happened? His family, picking up different fishes, encouraged him and gave him food to eat. Some dogfish is mentioned over there. And yet he made his first fly. So simple, easy story for you. Or you can go through lots of moral you can get from this lesson. These all are written, designed. These textbooks and lessons are for our needs, our daily needs, our moral, our values, our strength, our courage, etc. that you all need in your life. So here I would like to stop the first part of your chapter 3. We have completed. If any problem, you can just contact to me. Till then, thank you very much.